players have the ability to be one step ahead of everyone when they get to college and when life starts to move a little faster. Amanda Scarborough, a pro softball player, said that in the article titled 10 Reasons Softball Can Change Your Life. Today I will be talking about the sport that I truly think is the best, called softball. And I truly think softball is the best sport because you do not only just get to play the sport, you can travel all around, you make lifelong friendships, and there's just so much more. I will be talking about softball in general. I will be telling you about how softball is so much harder and better than baseball and why softball can completely benefit you all throughout your life. Here's a fact about softball. Softball is the best sport and it can be played at many different levels. In the Chicago Tribune, in the article titled The Softball Game, 1887, James Janiga said, in the 1996 women's fast-pitch softball briefly became an Olympic sport, although it was dropped from the 2012 games. Nowadays, the Amateur Softball Association claims that 40 million people play the sport each summer, making it the top team participant sport in the United States. Softball truly is one of the best sports you can play, and here is a little story about the very first softball. In the Chicago Tribune, in the article titled The Softball Game, 1887, James Janiga said the first softball was a boxing glove tied up in its laces, the bat a stick. He also said the inventors were born Ivy Leaguers. Now that you have heard about softball and why it's the best, here's why softball is so much better than baseball. Softball is one of the hardest sports, and it's way harder than baseball. In the article titled Softball 101, the top 10 reasons we think softball is better than baseball. And the number one reason we think fast-pitch softball is a better sport than baseball is because if you think hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do, we know otherwise. Hitting a softball is the hardest thing to do in sports. Here's a little fact to back up what I just told you. In the New York Times article titled Jersey, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, Softball, Neil Genslinger said, in girls softball, the mound is only 40 feet from home plate, and balls hit up the middle come back at the pitcher with alarming speed. Now that you know why softball is so much better than baseball, here's why softball will benefit you in the long run. Softball will absolutely benefit you in so many ways. It will shape you into an overall better person, like Jackie Wilson said that Jenny Finch, a pro softball player, said in the CNN article that is titled Jenny Finch on Motherhood. I know for myself there are lessons I have learned that transcend over into motherhood, into the business world, and wherever I go. Teamwork, discipline, leadership, sacrifice, all those things carry over. Softball truly teaches you so much, and Amanda Scarborough, a pro softball player, says it well in the article titled 10 Reasons Softball Can Change Your Life. Picture a well-traveled woman who is confident, independent, can multitask with ease, communicates with her peers, and isn't scared to go in and ask her boss for what she really wants. Envision a woman in the future who lets things go quickly because she has confidence in herself and in the beauty of her dreams whenever there are bumps in the road. Softball teaches you every bit of this. Now you have learned what the first softball was made from and who made it. You also know that softball is way better than baseball and how much harder it is to hit a softball than a baseball. The last thing you learned is how softball can make you a better person for the rest of your life and will instill some very good character traits that everyone wishes they had. One of the best ways to start playing softball is by trying a non-competitive league and then seeing if you like it or not, which I think you will, and then working your way up to even more competitive leagues.